Hey guys, Sean here with the Mr. Maple Show, and today we're going to talk about choosing the right Japanese maple for your landscape. Now here at MrMaple.com, we offer over 1,000 different cultivars of Japanese maples. So you might be asking yourself, well, how do I choose that right one? So stick with me and we'll get to that. So the first thing that you want to do when choosing your Japanese maple for your landscape is assessing the environment. And what I mean about assessing your environment is this first thing is sun availability. We're talking about the intensity and duration. Are you getting full sun all day? Are you getting mostly shade? And how intense is that going to be? Then after you look at that, you want to look at water. We're talking about quantity and quality. How much water are you going to get? Are you going to get too much water, not enough water? And is it available? Are you going to have to bring water to your landscape? After that is the exposure. We're talking about exposure to the environment, and we're talking about heat and wind exposure. Are we going to be getting a lot of wind in this area? Is it going to be hitting those trees? Can it dry them out? We're talking about soil condition. Is it going to be too wet? Is it going to be too dry? And am I going to have to do anything? And how is my drainage? And then finally, space availability. How much space do I have? Certain things you need to be aware of are overhangs from houses, power lines, lights, any of those things. Japanese maples have a non-invasive root system, so a lot of people like to plant them closer to structures. So you need to be aware is as it grows that you're not going to grow into anything. So another thing you want to consider when choosing your Japanese maple is growth habits. How is that tree going to grow? Knowing the behavior of that tree. You want to avoid overcrowding, so you're going to want to know how wide is that tree going to get, how tall is that tree going to get. Now remember, you could always go on MrMaple.com, and when you look at those, you can see what the expected mature growth, width, and height for all these trees. And remember, there's always going to be a spot and a tree available for that spot in your landscape. So something you want to consider is color and texture in choosing your Japanese maple. Now we all have different likes, dislikes, and we all have our own different flavors. But the true key in color and texture is contrast, contrast, contrast. We've got this beautiful green lace leaf in front of this darker burgundy kind of red Tamukiyama. They're contrasting each other. So a lot of times when we're designing landscape or choosing what we want, you want to keep what you want to keep in mind is what is your backdrop going to be? Is it going to be brick on a house? If it's red brick, you might want to go with something green in front of it. You know, sometimes we have fences or other trees that's our backdrop, and sometimes we may have nothing at all. But keep those all in mind that when you place that, you can contrast those colors with each other. You don't want them to camouflage in. So again, when it comes to color and texture, it's your flavor. You might like a japonicum, or you might like something that's lace leaf and droops. But it all comes down to let the plants contrast each other. Let the trees contrast, the colors contrast. After that, it's all up to you. And all you have to do is have fun with it. So guys, now we've done the assessing of the landscape. And then we've also did our studies and found out the growth habits of those plants. Just a few things to consider just to help spice up that landscape a little bit more is companion plants. Don't be afraid to use companion plants. Hostas, azaleas, conifers, hydrangeas, Japanese maples love companion plants. Also, containers. Don't be afraid to bring a container into the landscape itself. Get something that's a dwarf, sits smaller, can sit under that tree. Also, expanding your garden with containers. If you have a patio, a porch, a deck, don't be afraid. Expand that garden, that presence up into that sitting area using containers. And also, don't be afraid to use garden art. If you like it, bring it in. It helps the garden pop. Y'all, I really hope you enjoyed this video today. If you liked it, please remember to like, subscribe, and share. And also visit MrMaple.com. Let us know what we're doing. Take care, God bless, and have a wonderful day.